Good morning and thanks so much for tuning into the trade setup. It's Friday morning. I'm Niraj Shah. Let's take stock of what the world markets did and the global news flow thereof. So first, the US stocks, they had if you genuinely look at it, first the global news flow, Asian stocks are mixed and the US futures are trading flat. Oil is headed for a solid weekly gain as Russia is going to extend the export cuts. Brent, at the last time I saw, which is about 7:30, was at 86, $87 per barrel. China is going to cut the forex reserve or has cut the forex reserve requirement ratio by 2 percentage points. And India's GDP growth accelerates to 7.8% in Q1 FY24. Yes, there are headwinds ahead, but Q1 has been a pleasant surprise for sure. Now, the markets, the US markets will first come up on your screen. And let's look at what they did in the session overnight. So about 0.5% down for the Dow and the NASDAQ, about 0.11% higher in trade. So a bit of a mixed day, but skittish, if you will, flattish, maybe with a bit of negative bias. And the futures were trading in the red, are trading flat, excuse me. The other cues, no big changes there, almost equal to what they did, or have been over the last 2 or 3 sessions. The gift nifty might again be showing a flat start, but frankly, this gift nifty start indication has become a bit meaningless, if you will. Let's see what happens during the course of the day. Like, for example, yesterday, no one could have anticipated looking at the gift nifty as to what the day will look like, and the day didn't look all that great. If you just look at what happened overnight, or rather what happened in the session yesterday, the nifty was down about 0.94% or thereabouts, or 94 points actually, 0.48% in the session. The bank nifty decreased by about 0.55% to close at 43999, essentially 0.5% downtick, led by Bank of Baroda and State Bank of India. The Nifty mid cap 100 though and small cap stayed steady. And yesterday when I had put up a data point which spoke about how the last 1 month or the last 2 months as well, if you look at the Nifty versus what the broader end of the spectrum has done, which is the mid caps and the small caps, there's a sea change. So don't get caught by looking at what the index is doing. It's been rather flat for the last 2 months, but there's a lot of activity happening at the broader end of the spectrum. And the small cap index with this move has now only uh, widened that performance. Thank you, Virat, for pulling this up. This is the point I was making. Look at the 2 month performance as of yesterday. The Nifty was down about 0.82%, but the small cap index was up 13%. The mid cap index was up 8.5%. And at some point of time, this will reverse, right? I mean, I've heard now experts talk about this for the last maybe 20 days, that they're negative on the small caps and the mid caps to an extent, and they're constructive on the large caps. But hey, one of the notes said this probably not even mid-August, at the start of August. And in the next 25 days, the performance has even gotten more skewed. So at some point of time, it will reverse, yes. But come on, the party's on right now at the broader end of the spectrum, right? And fund managers and PMS managers that I meet or I talk to on record, off record, all talk about the fact that the broader end of the spectrum is where they are hunting for ideas. They're not necessarily present at the large cap end of the spectrum. Now, these might be the famous last words. I hope not. And who knows, the mid cap might start correcting starting today. But for now, they've done really well. So the broader end of the spectrum did well, and real estate index yet again, third day on a trot now, up 0.65%. Nifty IT yesterday contributed, which is a good sign too. But mid cap index really contributed. Frankly, if you look at the price volume buzzers of yesterday's session, a clutch of mid cap names, Persistent 3.5%, Liquid Name up 3.7% with 2 times the volume, Birlasoft 2 times the average volumes, up 3.5%. I mean, the stocks like MCX, IDFC First Bank, Hindustan Copper also did well, but yep, IT was certainly present there. So what's the trade setup? I mean, if you look at the call and the put OI, wedged at 19,400, just at that range. Highest call and put OI is at 19,400, the same strike, showing the tight wedge that the index is in. And the incessant FI selling is likely to keep the bank nifty subdued to my mind. And again, for today's session, this might not hold true because we're seeing selling at high levels and buying at lower levels. We are close to the lower levels. You never know. There might be a bit of a buying that could happen in the session today. Real estate, though, is seeing strength. I don't know if it's an uptrend because if you look at from the March lows, the Nifty Realty Index has outperformed the Nifty massively. So could that change? Remains to be seen. But individual companies, commentary, all looking very, very solid in that bucket. So let's wait and watch. Now, stocks to watch in the session today. Before I get to individual names, viewers, watch out for Five-Star Finance. Other media reports point out that there could be a bulk deal today, a large one at that, at a slight discount. So if the season of bulk deals continues or block deals continues, I didn't mean bulk deal, I mean a block. So that may happen and that may impact the stock today. So watch out for Five-Star Finance. Then Jet Airways, it's a BQ exclusive. SBI-led lenders to Jet Airways receive 100 crores from the Jalan Calroc consortium. This could be, well, I mean, it's difficult to call what could the stock do per se. I don't track Jet Airways at all. It's an airline, yes, but without too much of a ops to talk about. But it's seeing some bit of revival. It's great for customers, by the way, to have more options, because otherwise currently it's all dominated by one airline and a few other shots by maybe Air India or an Akasa, but it's Indigo all the way. I was in Bengaluru and I took a photograph of the notice board out there which said what flights are at what time. 8 out of the 10 flights on that board were all Indigo flights. So I'm very happy as a consumer to see more airlines coming in. Hopefully, Jet Airways sees some revival. It was a brilliant airline in its peak. I'm not saying it'll go back to that, but it'll be interesting to see if this indeed leads to a revival of Jet Airways, more from a consumer perspective, but maybe the stock also has some impact today. ITD cementation will certainly have an impact. The company's backed a marine contract worth 3,290 crore rupees. So watch out for ITD cementation today. I reckon will start off gap up. Genius Power will probably start off a gap up because that stock has done really well, by the way, really, really well. But its subsidiaries received an LOA for an additional 2,247 crore rupees order for appointment of advanced metering infrastructure service providers. This one continues to bag orders left, right, center. The book-to-bill ratio very, very solid. Hopefully we'll get to talk to the management today. We placed a request. Let's see if they are talking to media. They'll talk to us. It'll be interesting to see what this means for them. Shakti Pumps. Now, yesterday they announced an order. I don't know if it's the same one, but yesterday announced an order during market hours. The stock has been really active the last few days. Now the company says that, I think post-market hours, the official announcement, received an order from Haryana Renewable Energy Department as well. So let's see if there's some more steam or some more Shakti for Shakti Pumps. Excuse for that, corny joke. Yeah, Balaji Amines. It intrigued me when they postponed the results, saying that, they are busy with the IPO of the subsidiary. It was a lame reason the stock got punished. Now the numbers have come out with such a lag, and the numbers are looking very wobbly. Revenue is down 30%, EBITDA down 54%, margins at 21 versus 32, net profit down 57%. It is not a great quarter. And independent of what the stock may have done in the recent past, I do think there'll be some reaction and negative reaction today. So watch out for Balaji Amines. TV18, Network 18. Network 18, TV18 also holds a very small stake in Viacom 18 now, but it does. And both those businesses may benefit from sentimentally and even from a business perspective, maybe. But Viacom 18 has bagged both the TV and digital rights for Indian cricket teams, I think home series for the next 5 years with a cumulative bid of approximately 6,000 crores. Now, again, from a consumer perspective, we're so used to seeing Star and Sony dominate this that there's now a firm new third player in the fray. They anyways hold the IPL rights and the rights for the women T20 league. Now Indian cricket team's home series will be on Sports 18. Certainly a formidable bouquet that Viacom 18 and Network 18 and TV 18 now have within them. So watch out. Maybe there could be a bit of a reaction into these stocks. Sula Vineyards yesterday had seen a large deal. Now, amongst other buyers, HDFC Mutual Fund seriously bought into it. Through its 3 funds, it's bought a combined 35.2 lakh shares or 4.2% stake in Sula. Boy, is somebody convinced about the prospects of this one. HDFC Mutual Fund certainly is. I vaguely remember Andrew Holland being constructive on Sula as well. A lovely talk to him today as he joins us on Talking Point to talk, not about Sula, really about markets per se, but I will invoke this question about Sula Vineyards as well. I don't know if he'll be able to answer stock specific, but no, I'm trying to get that perspective from him. Do tune in for Talking Point today. Could be an interesting conversation. Still runs the largest Cat 3 AIF, I believe. So would be interesting to see what Andrew has to say. Just before we wrap up, there was some brokerage calls. I think Emami has been raised to a buy at City, so do watch out for that one. Just trying to see what else in terms of brokerage calls or something that I have missed out. Yeah. So okay, Ethos. There's a board meet today to raise funds. Watch out for that one. Um, Incred has come out with a note on BCL Industries, a high conviction buy with a target price of 925. Jeffries on property, residential property markets they of course talking about how DLF is the preferred pick for them. So do watch out for each of those as well. Anything else that I have missed? No, largely these names. Let's see how it goes. Great. Have a great day, viewers. Thank you so much for tuning into the Trade Setup. Have a great weekend too. And do try and tune in for Talking Point and a few other shows at 8:30. My colleagues Alex and Hiral will be talking to Jonathan Barat on the crude price uptick as well as some key stocks and news. So you want to tune in for that as well. Have a great weekend.